Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my August TBR. So I am going to be picking 6 prompts from my TBR jar to determine what books I'm going to be reading in the month of August. So this is not a mandatory TBR. Like, this is just very much still giving me the opportunity to mood read as well as giving me a little bit of structure. So I'm going to be picking 6 prompts out of this jar to help me decide what books I'm going to be reading in the month of August. However, there are 2 prompts that will be going back in the jar from July that I did not end up reading. So these 2 prompts will be going back in the jar for a second chance this next month. And those prompts are: buy yourself a book from your wish list and read it this month, as well as a Goodreads Choice Award winner within the last 3 years. So these 2 prompts will be going back in the jar for the possibility of another pick this month. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hop on into it and pick the first pick. I have no idea what I'm in the mood for, so hopefully I get some pretty good books in August. So we're just gonna go for this first one right here. Okay, so for the first prompt, I got cursive or script lettering on the cover. And so for this prompt, I'm going with By a Thread by Lucy Score. And this is cursive-y kind of script on the front. I have read Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score, and those are the only 2 Lucy Score books that I've read, but I've wanted to dive more into her backlist, so I'm super excited to read this book. Okay, so now for prompt number 2. So this is my lowest rated book on my Goodreads TBR. Okay, so going on my want to read list on Goodreads, and we're going to sort by average rating and reverse it so that way the lowest is showing first, and that is The Perishing by Natasha Dion. And I actually do have this book, so let me go grab it. Okay, so we have The Perishing by Natasha Dion, and I got this in a book of the month back in October, and it sounded really interesting to me, so I figured I would pick it up. But I'm interested to see why it's rated so lowly. I think it's like a 2.5 average rating or something like that, so I'm definitely interested to see why it's been rated so low and what my opinions are on this book. So hopefully I'll be getting to this one in August. Okay, so now for pick number 3. Okay, so for pick number 3, we've got a book with orange on the cover. So for this prompt, I'm going with a book that is a little bit of an older book that I haven't seen anyone talk about in a very long time, and that is The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. So this has orange on the cover. The title and this little thing is orange. This is a young adult dystopian novel, and I remember a movie came out back in 2014 or something ish. This book was really big around the time of Divergent and The Hunger Games and things like that, and I never actually got around to reading this book, so I'm hoping to read this one this upcoming month. Now on to pick number 4. So for pick number 4, we've got TikTok picks. So basically what that means is I'm gonna go onto my TikTok, and the first book that I see on my TikTok is going to be the book that I read. So let's get on TikTok. Okay, so we're on TikTok, so I'm gonna just pull down the refresh. Okay, so it is a girl doing a Which Sarah J Maas book am I? And it landed on Throne of Glass, so that is the book. Okay, so for TikTok picks, we're going with Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I have been wanting to start my reread of the series this year, so hopefully I can get to it in the month of August, but I'm super excited to potentially read this book. All right, we're down to our final 2 picks. Honestly, I feel like for this one, I might just pull one off the top. We'll go this one. So this one is a fantasy romance. Okay, so for fantasy romance, I'm going with Savage Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. This is the second book in the, what series is this? This is the second book in the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series. This is a fantasy reverse harem romance, and so I'm hoping to get to this book in August. I have been wanting to continue this series, so hopefully I can get to it. For our 6th and final pick, got this one. So for this one we have a title with 4 or more words, so I'm going to have to find one for this prompt really quick, so I'll be back. Okay, so for a title with 4 or more words, I'm going with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and this is a young adult mystery thriller novel. I've heard really amazing things about this book, so hopefully I can get to it in the month of August, and I'm super excited to read this. I've heard amazing things about this, so yeah. So that is going to be all 6 books that I'm picking for my August TBR. And just as a recap, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. We have Savage Fae by Caroline Peckham and Susan Valenti. We've got Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. We've got The Perishing by Natasha Dion. And By a Thread by Lucy Segor. So I am actually pretty excited about this TBR. I feel like there's a pretty nice variety of books on this TBR, so I am excited to hopefully get to all of these in the month of August. I do have a short break before the fall semester starts, so I have 2 weeks at the beginning of August that, fingers crossed, I can do a whole lot of reading and put a dent in my physical TBR, because I have not been reading books that I own lately. I've been reading a lot of Kindle books, and I need to start reading some more books that I own. So that is going to be my goal for the month of August, is to just try and read as many physical books that I own as possible. So that being said, let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these books, if you're planning on reading any of these books, and what your thoughts are. If you're excited about them, if you hated them, if you loved them, I would love to know all of your opinions. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social medias linked down in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.